Good morning, everybody. I have a couple things I would like to say and bring up to uh, everybody out there. You know, it's not that like the thing what I want to bring up the most is how I do my live streams here. I talk about mental health awareness. I talk about anti-bullying, stuff like that. But the thing I want to bring up today is not one topic that I usually speak about. It's a person that is a family member of me. You know, a couple of things actually, not just about this. But we're going to start off with how my brother Joseph Michael Mullins. You know, I've known this man for 30 years. I've seen him at his worst. I've seen him break down. I've seen him all kinds of stuff, right? But what I would really want to hit the nail on the head about this with is he's been living with me for about a month now. And I want I want to put out there that he's really grown quite a bit. He's, he got away from all the toxicity and he's really grown and improved on his own terms of living. What I mean by that is he is doing way better than I've ever seen him. He's happy again. He's back to his old self. He's getting stronger again. And, you know, and a lot of people always told him that he could never do this, he could never do that. But here's where I say that is bullshit. But as me, if most of the subscribers of this channel know what I came from. I came from like as in I built myself from nothing. As a lot of you know, I had a severe addiction problem with drugs and alcohol. But the thing what I want to say is, I was once homeless, right? And I built a life for myself. And what I'm trying to say is that if I could build the life I have now and improve myself the way I have, then so can my brother. And he is. And I'm very proud of him. I really am. But now, what I also want to speak about is how in the mental health system, a lot of people that are inpatient, that are there for recovery or whatever, are not being treated the way they should be. And that really frustrates me. Because me personally, I was in a couple psych wards my entire life. And I've seen how like some patients would be mistreated, will be bullied, would be taken advantage of, and it's despicable, to be honest. And like the thing that really ticks me off is that, you know, like no person should ever be belittled in any way, no matter your race, no matter your skin color, no matter your religion, your preference, or any of that. Now, another thing that really, before I go into that, but the rise of the homeless population that has been happening for who knows how long, it's crazy because, you know, not people that are currently homeless, they didn't choose that life. They have went through things to cause them to be like that. Or maybe it's because, you know, they had something drastically horrendous happen in their life and lost everything, you know? But there's also another thing that I want to speak on that I do every single live, and that's overdose and stuff like that. The thing, like, as many of you know, December 18th, 2014, I lost my brother due to a drug overdose. Myself, I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic. I have about 7 years sober and about like 6 or 7 clean from drugs. But even if you're a marijuana smoker nowadays, you have to be careful because nowadays everything is being laced with fentanyl. So what I'm getting at is, even if you smoke pot, please be careful because I don't want to see anybody have to go to a funeral or this or that. But what I really want to touch on is that, like I always tell everybody in my lives, that no matter what a person is going through, it's always good to hear, like, whether you know the person or not, it's always good to hear, hey, are you okay? I know how it feels. I am here for you if you want to talk. Stuff like that change makes a huge difference. Just letting people know that you're willing to sit with them and hear them out. But another thing is, bullying, it happens very often. You don't have to be a kid. You don't have to have a job, to experience bullying. It happens everywhere at every time. But the bullying within the schools, something about that definitely has to change. Because it is, because that's why there's so many problems nowadays, because there's so much hate, there's so much discrimination nowadays. It's just like ridiculous about how everything has become like a race, a hateful speech, or something like that. It's crazy, because if you pay attention to what I talk on, you'll see that I don't talk about like what most people do. I put out what comes from here, not from here, not from videos that I film and make content about. I rather prefer to do positive, like outreach type of videos, you know. But what I'm saying is like it's been hard for people to open up to anybody due to how things happen in life. But what I really want to talk about is it's hey Tiff, how are you? Hey Tiffany, Tiffany. But you know, it like I was saying, my brother Joey Mullets, you know, I'm very proud of him. I'm good, Tiff. I don't have a phone anymore, but what's it called? Leave your number in the comments section below, Tiff, and I'll give you a call after this live. But you know, my brother Joey, like he's really grown over this past month he's been with me. You know, but what I really want to get at is just recently, you know, the love of my life, you know, just because I was worried about her, you know, told me never to contact her anymore, just because I was worried. But, you know, it's kind of hurtful in a way, but it's also a good thing that I realize certain things. But what I really would like to touch up on is like mental health awareness is one of the key factors of what I mainly talk about. I also mainly talk about um uh drug overdose as well. I also talk about um another key factor is bullying and the rise of the homeless. But what I really don't like doing honestly is just like going out making content, you know, shit like that. Because honestly, it's like why do that? You know, every YouTuber does that. What I want to do is leave a mark in history, you know, a positive like outreach type channel. But what I really would like to get at is is if you're down in the dumps or if you're suffering depression, anxiety, whatever it is, just know that someone is there for you. And I mean, I've been an influencer for 13 years, you know, but what I would really like to get at, you know, what I'm trying to say is say I used to say this at every single live stream I've ever done, you know, is if anyone ever needs to like talk about whatever is going on through their life or whether it's depression anxiety, anything, just message me. I'm more than willing to sit and take time out of my day and just talk to you guys, and like, I'm whether I know you or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know somebody and make sure they're okay. You don't have to know somebody to show a person that they have someone or anything. It's like, but what I want to really say is, you know, but yeah, it's just like there's a lot going on in life that is out of people's control. Whether it's anxiety, depression, addiction, uh, any of that. So what I really would like to say is that I am here for whoever needs to vent, whoever needs to talk. One second, y'all. I'm responding to someone. So back to what I was saying. That was my brother Joey, by the way, the one I was talking about in the beginning of the live. You know, but what I would really like to get at before I end this is not, I don't like to really talk about this, but um my health. My health has been rapidly declining. I don't really tell many people. I don't want them to worry about me and shit like that. But my health is deteriorating very, very, very quick. You know, but it's just I don't know what else to do in life other than just live it. And like I know uh how it is with certain things in life. You either accept it and make something of it, or you say, hell no, I'm going to fight on that. But what I want to say before I end this is that bullying is not okay. No matter your age, no matter it happens in school, no matter it happens on the internet or in a workplace, wherever you are, it's not okay. There's already enough hate. There's already enough discrimination. You know, a famous music artist once said, make peace, not war. You know? But the thing is that I wish everybody an amazing, blessed day. And for whoever wants to like be able to just sit and talk, feel free to message me, or leave a comment on one of my videos. I'll get back to any of and I'll just take time out of my day and just get to know you guys because that's what I like to do. But I love each and every one of you. I hope you have an amazing day or an amazing night wherever you're located. Please stay safe, and just know that even though you can't see the people or persons, just know that people care, no matter what you're going through. Because I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.